This is the sewer under your house. Is it leaking? If so, where is it leaking, and do you know how to find out?
Let's go!
Is if you don't understand as a homeowner, or you don't understand as a plumber how to actually talk to your customer, then there may be a problem here. So how does this help you? Well, if you're a plumber, it's really easy. You understand whether you're doing a location or a detection. But if you're not using the right verbiage, you're not communicating with your customers. Now, if you're a homeowner, you need to know the difference because you need to understand what you're actually paying for. It's like me trying to sell you a shower head or an aerator for your lavatory. They're two different things. Slab leak location and slab leak detection are two. First of all, you need to determine, do you have a leak under your slab? And the proper way to do that is with a sewer water test, and we don't call it a hydrostatic test. The reason being, a true hydrostatic test actually applies pressure to the system, and you don't want that to happen. I've had a lot of homeowners tell us they don't want us to do that because they've heard we'll blow their system apart. And I'll show you in a minute, we're gonna put a test ball right between the two-way cleanout and fill up the system with water. Now, we're not gonna do it here because this is just an assembly we built, and I'll show you in a minute, we're gonna put a test ball right between the two-way cleanout and fill up the system with water.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Under your home, you've got this same type piping. If you've got a two-way cleanout and we put a test ball right here between them, we can actually fill with water on this side, not on this side, but we can look down to make sure no water's leaking past the test ball, and then we fill it up to the slab level to make sure there's no leak. We let that set for 15 minutes. The water line, that's even easier. We put a gauge on your hose bib, either at a washing machine or a hose bib on the exterior of the house. If there's no vacuum breaker, turn it on, see what the pressure is, and turn it off at the meter. So there's different ways to do it, but that will determine if you have a leak there also. Now, there's nothing that a plumber can do doing this test that actually damages your system. But what you need to understand, that is the difference between leak detection and leak location. First of all, we've got to detect, is there a leak and what system is it on? Now, for location, that's what this is all about. But what we would do is run a camera in through the two-way cleanout to detect, first of all, are there any major leaks? Now, people have asked me before, can you locate or can you detect a leak with just a camera? People selling homes or people buying homes want somebody to do a sewer water test, want somebody to do a sewer inspection. The camera will come out and inspect it and look at it, but it's not necessarily going to tell you if there is a leak. Now, if there were a major break right there and that fitting had come apart, yeah, you're going to be able to see that. You're going to be able to see the mud come in. You're going to be able to see different things like that. But say it's together and you just got a leak coming out where the joint is that the plumber didn't make a good joint. A camera's not going to show you that. Yet, if your sewer ever backs up or enough water flows by here that it will come out of that hole, now that's water that could actually cause damage to your house. So the first thing that we need to ask ourselves when we do the sewer water test, you as a homeowner, now you know what system it's on. You as a plumber, same thing. You don't want to just come in and assume it's on the water system and start looking for it without knowing if there's a possible leak on the sewer system. Now, if they've got foundation problems, maybe you got called out by a foundation company because they say, look, the way the foundation is shifting, we think there's a plumbing leak under there. If I were you as a plumbing company, I would build a relationship with any foundation company you can. Now, as a homeowner, why is this important? You want to know where you're spending your money. Leak detection is a big deal. Most anybody can do that. But when it comes to leak location, now it gets a little bit more serious. What we would do for leak location is run a camera in to see, like I talked about. Is there a break here? If there is, if there's a major break, if there's a separation, anything like that, a camera's gonna see. But there could just be a crack on the pipe. Now remember, this pipe is 3 feet under your house, approximately. It's buried in mud. So if you run a camera down it and there's a crack, it looks like just a black line. A lot of times you'll run cameras in sewer systems and you'll see the line of demarcation, you'll see water lines, you'll see where it's been backed up before, where it stood. Maybe they just flushed it a lot and it built up. A lot of different things can happen, but the inside of your sewer system is not just a clean piece of pipe like we're dealing with today. So that is where, to me, Putting a test ball in here and filling it is the only right way to do it for real estate agents. And if you're a real estate agent and you have a plumber that comes out with a camera and says he's testing for leaks, he's not testing for leaks. He's only looking at the lines that he can get in. And think about it, it's really hard to run a camera up a line and make it turn, or even make it turn multiple times. If this had a Y going off for another system, for your washing machine, for your kitchen, for whatever it is, maybe just a lavatory, making that camera turn twice to where you can physically check and visually check every single branch, every inch of pipe in there, it can't be done. But when you put a test ball here and you fill it with water, it does. So what you're trying to do per your isolation is determine where the leak is. So the first thing we've done is we've put the test ball in here to fill up the entire house. Now the next thing that I would do is I would push it right past this first fitting, fill it up again, and see if it drops. If it still drops, I know it's somewhere between here and here. It doesn't necessarily mean this is good or bad, but now it tells me I have a problem here. Now to be honest, I really can't test any further until I pinpoint this. So how do you do that? You actually take a line-sized test ball, put it in position, you stick another test ball this line size in right behind it, and you do what is called flipping a test ball. Now, that's a whole nother video that I will go through, but when you've got a 3-inch test ball here and a hose attached to it, when I push that 2-inch test ball up, I can use this ball that's locked in and kind of finagle this 2-inch ball over this way, and I've got the camera behind it to push it. Because I've got the camera for leverage, I don't want to try and shove it, I don't want to break anything, but I can use that camera to push it over. So now once I have a system over here where I have a test ball here, once I push the ball back here, I may need to test here, because now if it holds here, I know where I'm good, where I'm bad. You can take this test ball and this camera and move things around and line it up to where you can test different systems. But say I put the test ball here and this held. Now I know it's down here somewhere, so I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. I'm gonna move my test ball back to the next location. Now I'm testing here and here. So if both of these hold, now I know it's here. Now I keep going back 1 or 2 feet at a time until I can find it. And that is why slab leak location is such an expensive deal. It's such an expensive project. We go out for about a day because look how small this is. This could take an hour or two just to push test balls in all these different locations.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
When you've got to do this on a house that's 2,500 square feet or so, you've got a lot of hose, a lot of test balls to put in different locations to isolate all the different areas. So there's a lot of different things that we can do, but knowing the difference and knowing what's required for sewer leak detection or sewer leak location shows you why it's such a big deal and why it's important. Now, if you're a plumber and you've done this before, or you do anything a little bit different, do me a favor and let me know what it is you do that's different from this. Because I know there's other techniques. This is one that we found that can put us right on the leak each and every time. And if you're a homeowner and you've had this done before, let me know, did you feel like your plumber knew what they were talking about whenever they conveyed to you what they were doing? If you like what you saw today, share this with somebody. If you know anybody buying or selling a house, or they've got bad foundation problems, or they think they have a slab leak, share this video with them and let them know about it. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.